All right, everyone. A lot of you have seen my soda can sculpture collection. All of these things are made out of soda cans, glue, and paint, with an occasional piece of plastic or maybe LED light. I've said for the longest time that these are about to make soda can sculptures. This is the bare minimum of what you need. But if you want to get a little bit fancier, you can add a few extra tools and make some pretty complicated sculptures. Once again, if you want to go to the next level, let me show you these items. One good thing to buy would be a doming block set. Doming block set, basically you take the corresponding piece, sure it fits. You would take a piece of aluminum. Of course, I've already put a little bit of a dent in there. Make sure it's lined up, and then just tap it with a hammer and you will get a pretty good dome. It's kind of hard to see out of that. Of course, it works way better with a hammer. And as you can tell, there are multiple sizes. That's how you can get some pretty nice compound curves. The most expensive tool that I have, and actually one of the less necessary tools, is this English wheel. Basically, you can use the graduated wheels. They go from relatively flat to more curved. You put it in here, you tighten this up a little bit, you put your metal, you roll it back and forth, so that way you can get large compound curves, much like a doming block. But these are obviously going to be for larger pieces with less pronounced dome. That English wheel was probably $150. Really, you don't need it unless you really want to go all out. Okay, back to some cheap stuff. I have an assortment of debossing tools, basically just tools with little different ends. We can press into the metal and create textures. I have homemade little pokers, not necessary. Also, I have a variety of hemostats to be able to lock pieces together while they're drying, straight edges, just a little bit of things that will improve. Pencil, a place for my pencil, Sharpie, and a ballpoint pen, place for a variety of different shapes to tweezers that I've made for my projects. These are custom tweezers. Like this one is custom. Heated it up red hot, bent it so that way I can like get into places and hold things. So it's kind of like that, you know, you learn what you need. Another thing that really helps is a rotary tool. So we can sand, grind, cut, drill. That really helps out. And finally, we have a very cool vacuum forming machine. I just got it. Very cool item. And you can get these for under $100 all day long on Amazon and eBay. How does it work? I don't have the vacuum forming plastic yet to show you, but essentially what you do is this controls the heat lamp. That is the top unit. It does swivel out of the way. What you would do is you would open this up, put a piece of plastic that's made for vacuum forming, lock it into place. You would take whatever you were trying to vacuum form, say like these little vernier calipers. You would swivel this around, find the height that you like, turn on the heat. Once that plastic starts kind of sagging and it looks like it's soft enough, then you would quickly turn off the heat, turn on the vacuum like that, keep it on though, and drop this down. And that plastic would suck down. Then you would give it a few seconds for it to cool, then pull the plastic off, and you should have a nice piece of plastic that formed around this or whatever you are vacuum forming. Pretty cool tool. Now, why is that helpful? Some of my cars have windscreens. Also, like, we'll see, like the Batmobile, those windows, it would have been cool if I could have vacuum formed them. This A10 intruder, I used a piece of plastic and a lighter and formed it around a piece of whittled wood. But as you can tell, it doesn't fit perfectly. See the seam at the back? So that's why it would be helpful. Instead of making a plane that has a hot glue canopy, I could actually make a clear bubble canopy and test fit it and make it look more accurate. So there you go. Some of the tools that I use to make a lot of these soda can sculptures. I hope that was informative without being too boring. If you have questions, please let me know and I'll do my very best to answer.